Hey, it's me, MLB. This is a special one-shot, well, 4-part series that's covering a few things. 1, it covers the weekly one-shot. 2, it's going to cover Halloween, seeing as it's Halloween-themed. 3, Bakugou. That's it. Haha, I'm kidding. No, but so many people have been asking for more Bakugou, so here he is. And 4, there have been a few asking for a neurodivergent yin. Now, I know neurodivergence is an umbrella term that covers a lot of different conditions, spectrums, and functions, but I've kind of honed in on one particular neurodivergent condition, so we'll see if you can pick up on what this yin might have. And I hope that this makes a few of you happy, especially for those who've been asking for this type of one-shot. I hope you feel seen, special, and represented, because you are amazing just the way you are. So without further ado, I bring to you Phantasm, Bakugou x Neurodivergent Female Listener. I've got it! Kendo suddenly said brightly, spinning to the board behind her and quickly writing House of Horrors on the board, the chalk in her hand moving so rapidly it let little puffs of chalk smoke that followed her hand even after she'd finished writing and spun back to face everyone in the class. Yes! Tetsu shouted enthusiastically, jumping up in his seat to show his support of the idea, pointing at the words written on the board. Oh, such an unholy suggestion. Lord, please purge the minds of this class. Shiozaki prayed out loud while closing her eyes in reverence, hands pressed together in front of her as she earnestly asked forgiveness for the sins of the class. Well, what do you think, Yin? Kendo then asked, bringing you into the conversation. Make eye contact, smile, you thought to yourself, copy-pasting your interaction script into this conversation so that you could play the part of an engaged classmate well. I like it, you said confidently, looking directly at her as she stood proudly at the front of the class. See? Kendo said brightly, doing a sweeping arm gesture to the rest of the class. Yin likes it! There was a little chatter from the rest of the people present, as everybody ummed and ahed about the decision, and you breathed a sigh of relief and looked out the window again. Whew, okay, that went well, I think. It's okay, I'm sure it's okay. I said yes, it's a yes. Yes, 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 yes sir, yes ma'am, yes. Yin! Kendo's voice called you back to the room, and you turned your head and looked in her general direction, but not at her, opting to just look off to her left. Yes? You asked. It's been decided. We're going to do the House of Horrors for the festival. Would you please use your quirk for it? She asked. You took a moment, quickly working out what she was asking of you, whether you could do it or not, what it would entail, and then copying it into your interaction template and making eye contact with her again. Eye contact? Smile, you coached internally. Yes, I can do that. Easy, you said, counting down your eye contact as you held the smile. Yes, she cheered, throwing a fist up into the air in celebration. Yes, you thought as you looked away back out the window happily. Yes, yes, yes. You kinda didn't hear anything else of the conversation after that. You became lost in your own world and the word yes. It felt so nice saying it over in your brain. Like the S on the end gave you a little rush, a reward, if you will, for your good interaction with Kendo. Plans were made over the next week, and as the weeks rolled into months and months rolled into seasons, the time of the festival was drawing near. You knew what you needed to do for your part in the House of Horrors, and you were quietly thankful that you'd be in a dark space, not needing to communicate with anyone, nor do anything except use your quirk. It was a fun quirk. Well, you thought so anyway. Others may not have thought so much, and especially not those who would be going through the House of Horrors set up by Class 1B. It was going to be a living nightmare for them. I know who I want to come through first, Monoma said with a devilish smirk pulling at his lips as he painted fake blood onto the banner that would go up above the entrance of the house. Who? Kendo asked as she picked up a long piece of wood to use as a stand for the wooden wall. Bakugou, Monoma said with a sneer. Bakugou? You asked, looking down at the fabric that you were rubbing between your fingers. Yes, he said with a small, haunty chuckle, because I want to see him scream like a little child when you put your quirk onto him. His manic laugh that followed made you feel weird in your stomach, and you rubbed the fabric in between your fingers a little more. It's not to hurt him, you replied down to the fabric piece. I'm not hurting anyone. I refuse to hurt anyone. I would love for you to have him eaten by a... But he didn't get a chance to finish his sentence because Kendo had come back from her trip with the wood by then and grabbed him by the back of his shirt and dragged him off. Your mind was reeling now. The guy Monoma had spoken of was Bakugou Katsuki, a guy in the other hero class, Class 1A. He was hot-headed, loud and grumpy, and you loved him. You weren't quite sure what it was exactly about him that you liked, but you felt like it was the fact that he was just so true to himself and didn't have to mask anything. He just spoke his mind and lived his life. You kind of wished that you could be like that. You continued to play with the fabric piece between your fingers. God, it felt so good. It was just flow. You were just free in that moment. It was only when Kendo came back into the room that you were broken out of your trance and pulled back into reality again. Hey, Yin, we're setting up the scene in the other room. Can you come and see if what we've done will work? Your quirk can work through walls, can't it? The walls aren't thick, she said, chatting away to you while you worked your internal script and coached yourself to fit in with what you'd seen of others who interacted. Eye contact? Okay, blink, nod. Nod again, look away, look back again, yes, nod. You continued to monologue to yourself as she talked, and she didn't show any signs of being put off, so you must have been doing a good job. This conversation was flowing well. It almost seemed natural. So, she finished with a gentle smile at you. Can you check it out for us? Yes, you betcha, you replied, doing a wink and finger guns to add a little flair. You liked how that one felt, and you'd seen others do it as a popular move, so why not add that in? Okay, awesome, she said with a smile as she turned to the door and started towards it. Come with me, she called over her shoulder to you. And there ends part 1. I have deliberately kept Yin's quirk a secret. We'll find out what that is. Maybe we might find out in part 2, which will be coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.